Yo, I'm back. Yes, Ricardo Man here, and welcome back, guys, to my YouTube channel for another movie reviews. This one we're reviewing is called The Substance, where you got an old movie actress, or a star of a yoga instructor named Stephanie Stable or something. I literally forgot. Or yeah, um, where she's been a famous star for decades, but it starts fading away because it's Hollywood. And then so the manager's be like, we need to find someone younger. We need a fucking younger, hotter woman. So she was like, ugh. She was trying to drive home, and then I don't know, she saw a poster with a worker tore down. While distracted, she gets hit by a dang car. Boom, rolls out like she's dead. But somehow, it's her birthday too. That she woke up in the hospital, and the doctor's like, "Oh, you got no broken bones. You got nothing. You're fine. You're good to go." I'm surprised. I don't know, that was plot armor because movie, and I was like, that's impossible. There's no way you could survive a car crash that horrific. So this young guy gave him, try this, it changed my life. And then she met this guy named Fred that we'd never seen again after this beginning of this movie. He was only referenced briefly later, and that was it. Where they were classmates together in 10th grade, and he always tells her, "You're the most beautiful woman in the entire world." And then she's like, "Okay, fine, I'll do this." So she orders, the substance, the applicator, the switch, and all that kit stuff. She just went to this little sketchy place with all these lockers with a number says 5003. So she scans it. She's like, okay, what do I do? And she tries the applicator, which is the serum stuff. And she's looking at it, she's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, ah. She falls on the ground, and somehow her back's like split open, like the Incredible Hulk ripping his shirt open, like alien, and then like some alien or something. There was something coming out of her back, like a body. And it turns out that she woke up. It was her younger self. It's like, what is this alien shit right here? And then she's like, I'm younger. And then so they give. So she had to feed like her other body like before she switched, like the food for itself to keep it stabilized in order to keep the silver goo stuff for her to keep going for 7 days because then she had to order it again. Then I was like, oh boy, this is gonna get in her head later, and it did, like a drug, Hollywood, because that happens in real life. Same thing for the aging women, you know. Um, so she did the exact same role again as her younger self, like auditioning for the yoga dancing, and she got it. He's like, you're hired. You're hot. You're beautiful. You're here, and I'm Sue. Her name is Sue. And so she orders it again. She did the daily thing, but she's like, I want to do the switch because I'm this close. So she's like, okay, I'll do an extra day, not like a sign, because you get to keep the balance of you're all one. And then it turns out that when she went back to her old body, she's been seeing signs like her finger was getting all moldy, like an old lady in the 90s. And then she probably ignored it. And she ran back to the young guy back in the hospital, but he's all older now. So she went back to being young again. And she did even more, like, after the 7 days of the balance. She kept taking more and more and more. Then when she went back to her old body, she was an older lady. White hair, more wrinkled body, like an old 80-year-old, losing hair. I was like, told you, this is going to get in her head. And then she did it again. But then this time she took all of it. So she abused it even more. Like substance abuse. She was thinking it last forever, and then she was all out, and she was trying to do it again, and there's none coming out. He's like, you got to make the switch. And he did, and when she went back to her old body, she looked like an old gremlin, like from Harry Potter, like Darby, or like this old gremlin from like Lord of the Rings. I'm just like, what in the fuck is that? literally like it's a little gremlin's grandmother or mom or something, or yeah. So he's like, she's like, I can't do this no more. I want to terminate. I want to end it. He's like, are you done? He's like, yes, 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 I am. So she goes to the final kit that says termination. So try to terminate the young cell body. She's like, no, you're so beautiful. So she did the switch thing or whatever, like she tried to do before, but that's not how it worked. And somehow, like the blood, she came to life. So there's two of them now. It's like, oh. So this one kicked the crap out of her. Somehow punched like Superman like powers. She kills her and is like, wow, that's one way to kill yourself. You literally. That was a kind of I don't know moment. And then she's like, just show them what's going on. But then she, the young self, was like, oh, like she lost her teeth. She's losing an ear. She lost a fingernail. I'm just like, ouch. Where's she Mrs. Potato Head now? So she tried to go back and she tried to go back. Went back to her house. Nothing was working. She tried the advocator again. I was like, oh no. And then something popped out of her back. I was like, uh oh, round two. I was like, what is she, a kid? No, that's not. This is where it got things like from horror to like normal stuff to horror to disturbing. Some demon, like a little monster, like what you seen like the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You know, like a thank you, or like the zombies from Resident Evil, or like we saw that episode of Rick and Morty. Yeah, he's like, it was like, what the is this now? What am I watching? So she went to the concert, I guess, live, and then somehow people were like, Monster Freak. She's like, no, it's me. I'm Sue, and I'm Stephanie, whatever. So, and some content warning. There was something coming out of her eye, like one of her side. It was actually a woman's part coming out of her eye. Oh yeah, and also there was a lot of booty shots in this movie, like a lot of butt and boobs. So I don't know what that was all about. So she sprayed everyone with like a hose of blood out of her arm. I was like, oh, there's the face right here, like an arm sticking up her back. So she leaves. Her legs broke and she collapsed. All she's now is a face, like crawling. Like, what is this? A face hugger now? Like Alien? So she went back to her the Walk of Fame, like the star, and she just melted like ice cream. I'm just like, okay. And then that was it. To be honest, this movie was really good. We went from like, okay, we understand why she's this and she's abusing it, and now she's a young self. And then went to this horror kind of suspense, sci-fi, and then now to a demon. Yeah, there's a guy named Fred that was briefly mentioned that we never seen again. Yeah, we never saw it again. So this movie for me was 10 out of 10, dude. I mean, guys, it was just wow. No, literally, this kind of it's like an episode of Rick and Morty kind of. It was just fucking weird. It is literally, it's like one of the most disturbing movies I have seen. Just gotta give you guys hype. I would not recommend it with kids. I would rather you guys go alone or like with a loved one because it's really yeah. So leave a guys comment below and let me know what you guys think about the movie The Substance.